Jay Glazer just moments ago talked to Robert Saleh, who said he was blindsided by Woody Johnson walking to his office and letting him go. Blindsided. Wow. Certainly disappointed he wasn't going to be given the opportunity to get things going with what he said is a very good roster. That is Jay Glazer, who literally just talked to the man who the breaking news is all about. Robert Saleh blindsided, gets back from London late Sunday, goes into work early Monday, and now here on Tuesday, Robert Saleh officially out with 1 year remaining on his deal. James Jones, you played with Aaron Rodgers. So
JJ again, huh?
you know about pressure. You know about Rodgers. The franchise has officially put all its stock in Aaron Rodgers. I knew that when they acquired Alan Lazard and gave him $40 million. I thought it when they acquired Randall Cobb. I believe so when they acquired Nathaniel Hackett. But now, beyond the shadow of a doubt, the Jets have given the entire keys to their franchise to Aaron Rodgers after firing Robert Saleh 5 games into the season. So how much pressure does this put on Aaron Rodgers?
I think it puts a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers because I believe the reason why Robert Saleh is fired today and he is blindsided is because of the way the offense has been playing, and the person that touches the ball every single down on the offense is Aaron Rodgers, and he is not playing well. They had a chance to win these last 2 games, and the ball was in Aaron Rodgers' hands, and Aaron Rodgers did not deliver, and Robert Saleh is fired. Now, I do not think Aaron had a say-so in it verbally, you know, by the way he played, sure, but verbally I don't think so. But yes, it is a whole lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers now because, to be honest with you, your voice is going to be the one that needs to be heard in this locker room, too, with an interim head coach. You know, you're going to have to talk to the defense now. You're going to have to talk to the offense now. But most importantly, you're going to have to deliver now on that football field and be the best player out there and win some football games. It's going to look different. It's going to sound different in the locker room, and Aaron Rodgers is going to have to be the centerpiece of all of it. But most importantly, throwing that football, he's going to have to win games for them.
Is this the best thing to happen to Aaron Rodgers? Because now and for all,
I don't like nobody
Aaron Rodgers is... No. What I'm saying is this. Aaron Rodgers, you got all the power. All of it. There is no excuse. If the Jets fall short this season, Aaron Rodgers, it's on you. If the Jets succeed this season, Aaron Rodgers, it's on you. Nobody can take away this season from Aaron Rodgers, for better or for worse. Undisputed, Aaron Rodgers, whatever happens, it's your fault or it's your benefit.
I think either way, Robert Saleh there or not, that was the case, right? Because we all sit here today, and I hear you talk, nobody was a true believer in Robert Saleh as a head coach, right? So if he got a good quarterback and started winning, Aaron Rodgers was going to get all the credit anyway over Robert Saleh. So, I mean, I don't think that makes a difference, but, you know, everybody's pointing the finger at you now and think you might have a little say-so in this, so you got to deliver.
Yeah, I think there's an extreme amount of pressure, not only physically, like going out there and playing, but, James, you hit it perfectly, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, because he is now the alpha in that locker room. No doubt about it. He's going to have to be pumping up the defense. He's going to have to go to, like, I would imagine he's going to go around the locker room, try to get the locker room guys right. Like, you know him in the locker room. But for me, it just puts more pressure because you should be focused on playing, right? And you're not going to be focused on playing as much anymore. And if I'm being completely honest with you, since 2022, he has not played really well. Win-loss, 2022, 11-12.
There you go.
Games with 3 interceptions, 2. Games with 3 touchdown passes, 1. Games with 300 yards passing, 0. He hasn't played well. So if you're not playing well, you probably spend more time in the playbook, probably spend more time with the players. Now you got to worry about being the head coach, too. Like, there's a lot of pressure on you.
I just want to give you some love and some flowers. Today, we've grown better today. You know why? Because you were being super honest. Like, this is super honest. Super honest chase today. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now. Come on now. I'll say this, though. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure because we got to be honest. Like, you're the reason why he's getting fired. Because you should win these games. You're not winning. It's not the defense. It's not points on defense. It's the offense. You're not putting points up. You turn the ball over. Everything that we thought that you did really, really well, you're not doing. Everything that we thought you didn't do, you're doing. You're not putting points up, and you're not protecting the football. So, yes, it's a lot of pressure because now I have to play well and I have to answer to my head coach being fired because I don't care who's right or wrong. Everybody's going to put the finger at Aaron Rodgers because, yo, you're supposed to be the savior. You're supposed to be. We thought you was, but you haven't been that yet. So everybody in New York, everybody in that stadium, everybody in the facility, we all are depending on Aaron Rodgers. So, yes, I think it's a lot of pressure on him.
That's the realest thing you said all day.
I keep, one thing about me.
I like this shit. He's honest. You're honest.
You Your
Your
son told
other
you.
takes, it's 8:33 since 7 o'clock. But the last 30 seconds, that's the realest thing
One
you
thing
said.
about me, I'll keep it
That's the
honest.
real-
I don't care who the player is.
Now, look, as opposed to any other show here, you got 39 years of NFL experience giving you the real on this situation. But when we return, NFL insider Jordan Schultz, he has all the details on what actually occurred. You've read tweets, you've heard us opine about it, but Jordan Schultz has the inside information. You will not find it on social media or any other network, only here in the facility. Don't go anywhere. We'll let you out by the Jets after the breaking news. This morning, I informed Robert Saleh, this is the owner of the Jets, Woody Johnson, that he will no longer serve as the head coach of the Jets. I thanked him for his hard work these past 3.5 years and wished him and his family well moving forward. This was not an easy decision, but we are not where we should be given our expectations, and I believe now is the best time for us to move in a different direction. Defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich will serve as our interim head coach for the remainder of the season. You can bring us on camera. The rest is essentially just fluff. Let's ask this question now, because the Jets made this decision, a wild decision, but a necessary decision. Let them tell it, because they believe they still have championship expectations. They believe this season is still salvageable. They believe they still have a lot to play for. I agree with them. Shady, I look at the roster, I say, wait a second, defensively, you still got a lot of talent. The Minnesota Vikings are undefeated, and you took the Vikings down to the wire. Aaron Rodgers had the ball, final possession, could have won that game. If Robert Saleh chooses to kick a field goal in the first quarter at the 26-yard line, you're only down by 3. You can easily tie that game or win that game. I do believe the Jets season is still salvageable, and I do think this was the right decision. If nothing else, but remember, James, you'll know this best, and football fans, I'll challenge your memory here. The Raiders fired their head coach, I believe it was John Gruden. Rich Bisaccia comes in, a special teams coach. He injects some life into that organization. Raiders make a playoff run. They inevitably lose to the Bengals. Bengals go to the Super Bowl. I'll use the Raiders again. They fired their head coach last season. Dan McDaniels, I believe his name is. Antonio Pierce injects some life into that franchise. They go on a run. You do see oftentimes when a coach gets fired, at least for a moment, you can inject life into an organization, and who knows how long that life will last, but at least for a moment, you see time after time, a coach firing injects life, energy, hope, and belief into an organization. Shady, do you believe that the Jets season is still salvageable?
I truly don't know, man, because like that was a good example you just used, but even like Antonio Pierce, like the difference was when he came on board, you seen a super big spark on the defense, right? You didn't see this super big spark on the offense. Kind of was the same, maybe a little better. When I look at this situation, you fire Robert Saleh, and then you go get the same guys like a defensive dude. The defense didn't need a spark. They already were playing well. The last 2-3 weeks, they've been playing solid, like Jets defense. So you bring in this new coach to give the team a spark, but where at? Because the defense don't need a spark. The offense needs a spark. So if it was me and we're making this going a different direction for the betterment of the team, which they trying to say, well, go out there and get an offensive guy. Because who needs a spark? It's not the defense, not the cornerbacks, not the guys in line, or defensive linemen. It's the offense. Go out there and get an offensive guy to give his team a spark, because that's what's needed best.
Yeah, I'm worried exactly what you said, because the offense is the one that needs
They need a spark.
life injected into them. Their defense right now, they're tied for 5th in points per game. They're only giving up 17th. They're 2nd in pass yards per game. They're only giving up 136 pass yards a game, and then 2nd in total yards per game. They're a top 5 defense.
Oh, man.
You take away the play caller of that defense. Jeff Ulbrich does not call plays for the defense. This will be Jeff Ulbrich's first time with the Jets, I know since Robert Saleh's been there, that he's actually on the field calling defensive plays. There will be a huge disconnect on that defensive side of the football. Like, how are you going to handle a brand new play caller? How are you going to handle maybe a different scheme? Not necessarily scheme, but like, I like to blitz a little bit more. The Jets really don't blitz that much, right, Acho? Like, they don't really bring pressure.
Right.
But maybe I want to bring pressure now. And it's going to mess up the whole scheme of the defense. So I'm worried about that. Most importantly, though, I'm worried about the offense. Like, it looks stale. There's no shifts. There's no motions. They don't scheme their guys to get open. I can't imagine what this means for the Devontae Adams trade, if it goes through now or not, because they need another weapon, all this stuff. So I'm worried about it. And honestly, we're going to have a seat at the table in prime time, because 3 of their next 4 games are in prime time. Like, the whole world is going to see, starting Monday night versus the Bills, what kind of team this is. And I agree with you, like, it could light a fire, but how long that fire going to last in the locker room? Because you actually got to go out there. You fired your play caller. You said head coach. Forget about that. You fired your defensive play caller. The defense is the strength of the team. How do they respond?
James, can they salvage the season? Will